Well, it's sprinkling here at Surf Beach. It's Katina Michael from Arizona State University, but I'm going to get this soundbite in because as I've been walking the beach, I've been thinking about this reflection from 1998. That's what I call a huge flashback in the rain. Well, here I was, propelled forward as maybe a, 22-year-old or something like that, in an overnight flight to Hong Kong to present in front of the chief financial officer of one of the biggest bids I've ever been involved in, 10 billion over 10 years. And it seemed that the lot fell with me to convince the customer of our shortlisting and of winning the bid. We lost the bid. I think I was used as a scapegoat, but that's okay at the ripe age of 22 or so. But I learned a lot from that engagement. I put up figures for the Hong Kong market that I knew were real, taken from Bureau of Statistics and much more, using a geographic information system, rolled out the network as planned and as requested by the customer, had a few scenarios, had a payback period of about 25 years, and was stopped by the CFO of the client and told, it can't be 25 years, it's got to be around 12. And so I said, oh, you want 12 years? I'll fix the numbers to fit 12 years. It meant that the average revenue per user doubled and was way off what it was in reality. And the truth was that the 3G spectrum anywhere in the world was just prohibitive. In fact, I believe there are many network providers across the world who are still trying to recoup their 3G network costs. But anyway, I was going on what I had. I was going on our capital expenditure costs that were internal to the wireless product manager and also the country manager at Hong Kong. So you're dealing with internal clients, you're dealing with external clients, you're dealing with colleagues trying to get something together for this big occasion, right? What would you give for 10 billion over 10 years? Well, you probably give your soul. I guess I refused to give my soul, and so did many others. But it was interesting that the bid went to somebody. And of course, there were always 3 or 4 companies neck to neck. They're in the final stage of shortlisting. But I remember going to work the next day and being told I wasn't needed anymore. I could go back to Australia, given we were sort of the guts of the Asia pre-sales engineering arm. But I learned a lot. I learned that business cases can be fudged. No one really wants to know about the economic feasibility. They're just looking for the next generation of networks and deployments of services. I also learned a lot about collaboration, collegiality, and how companies work. I wasn't too flattered by that experience, but I can tell you I gave the best pitch of my life there on that day. I went and covered the market in Hong Kong, which I knew inside out based on statistics and figures I had crafted together and sourced from official numbers. I knew the services that we were going to deploy, and I had done upload and download rates, demand estimates based on the number of users, and I had even divided the types of users up to different types of usage. I had constructed an average revenue per user that was, I believe, true to what has panned out. I, with the support of my colleagues, created a network architecture, based capital expenditure estimates on that, and also operational expenditure estimates on the operation of that 3G network, plugged in what we believed was the accurate spectrum allocation costs that the client would have had to pay to actually run 3G in the Hong Kong market, and had done numerous business case scenarios. So I guess once you've seen the end-to-end pre-sales side, that pitch day is very interesting, quite different to public interest technology. It's about commerce, it's about revenues, it's about cash inflows, it's about how to make the corporation richer, and really doesn't talk about individuals very much, you know. It's the build and they will come mentality. I'm glad I am now an academic. I'm glad that I can talk about where we should be headed. I'm not saying 3G services are not needed, but as we've seen, 4G, 5G, 6G, maybe we'll get to 10G by the time I have grandkids, but where are we going with all of this next generation networks? And is that what we should be focusing on when we're thinking about the public interest? That's a reflection from me on the pitch week. I hope you enjoyed it. Katina Michael, the Program Chair of the new Master of Science in Public Interest Tech. Hope you can join us for 502, Co-Designing the Future.